Viewers, we've come a long way together in this fight to uncover the whole truth and nothing but the truth about Sushant Singh Rajput's untimely demise. Millions of you have watched the hard fact-based investigations conducted by Times Now to establish that Sushant Singh Rajput's case may not be an open and shut case of suicide. Night after night, you have seen us bringing evidence forward. Our efforts have culminated in the ordering of a CBI inquiry into what now appears to be a case of abetment to suicide and possibly even murder. This has been a hard-won battle that we both have fought against a group of individuals and perhaps even a government that had gone out of their way to pass the death of as a desperate step taken by what they called was a failed and mentally disturbed actor. You remember what was said, viewers? They said Sushant Singh Rajput wasn't getting film offers. Within an hour of his death, viewers, they had come out and said that Sushant Singh Rajput was a wreck of a man. He had depression, severe depression, and only if he had spoken about it, we would have swooped down and saved him. Today, viewers, that attempt to shield the accused number one has reached the point where she's been given a platform to profess her innocence. What is truly offensive is that no attempt was made to challenge the several contradictions that emerged from her clearly rehearsed responses. Sushant's family is so hurt by this that the late actor's father had to come out and issue a heartfelt appeal, reminding people that this person was an accused, days away from arrest, whose conversation suggested that she dealt drugs, allegedly. And also, of course, viewers, a person who was administering drugs to Sushant Singh Rajput, purchasing them with his money, controlling his finances. Several anomalies. This person, they said today, is going to be allowed a free run to convince audiences that she is innocent. Of course, everyone has a right to do that, viewers. But we can choose to wait. To wait, viewers, for questioning to happen, for the due process to be completed. And once the police have come in and they have weighed up the facts, then perhaps, after a charge sheet is filed, we can consider, when we have all the facts, to interview an accused. If we don't have the facts, what questions are we going to ask? If we don't believe in those facts, what questions are we going to ask? That's the fundamental point, viewers. But first, listen to the family.
रिया मेरे बेटे सुशांत को लंबे समय से जहर पिलाया करती थी। वो इसकी हत्यारी है। जांच एजेंसी को चाहिए कि रिया को और उसके सहयोगी को अविलंब गिरफ्तार करें और उसे सजा दिलाएं। रिया मेरे बेटे सुशांत को लंबे समय से जहर पिलाया करती थी। वो इसकी हत्यारी है। जांच एजेंसी को चाहिए कि रिया को और उसके सहयोगी को अविलंब गिरफ्तार करें और उसे सजा दिलाएं।
That statement recorded at 9 this morning after news broke that Rhea Chakraborty was being given an alleged platform for public relations purposes. Now, viewers, Shweta Singh Kirti the actor's beloved sister, has come out and said, so these are the probing questions you are asking. Sushant has mental depression, maybe he is bipolar, and you say you love Sushant, what a shame. Interviewer was calling my brother a mediocre actor. Prime accused should face custodial interrogation. Prime accused should not be doing publicity stunts, or at least given space for publicity stunts. Viewers, this call that went out has captured the imagination of the public. And large number of individuals have been consumed by outrage. Many of you have called us here on Times Now, asking us whether we would have done something like this. And we can tell you, viewers, that we were approached. My colleague Navika Kumar was approached, and she decided against doing this interview because there were conditions attached. And we can tell you, viewers, that this attempt to project just one side of the story, an attempt at providing a PR platform, began a few days after Sushant Singh Rajput's death. Sensational WhatsApp seen by my colleague Navika Kumar between Rhea Chakraborty and a top Bollywood director point to a carefully orchestrated exercise. Times Now has accessed several new WhatsApp chats. WhatsApp chats date to a time period after Sushant Singh Rajput's death. The chats reveal that Riya sought Anurag Kashyap's help to formulate a PR strategy to deal with adverse publicity, to combat what she believed would be inconvenient questions being asked of her. Anurag Kashyap, remember now, he adheres to a particular side of the ideological fence. No problems. Kashyap advised Rhea Chakraborty to contact friendly journalists. Friendly. That's the word. WhatsApp show Kashyap also gave Rhea some references. Pointed her to journalists that belong to a left-leaning anti-Modi camp. That's why, viewers, over the last few days, and especially before the Supreme Court hearing, a group, a lobby came out into the public domain and linked the family to politics in Bihar and said that because the Bihar elections were around the corner, those are the tweets I'm talking about. Let's press the continue button. There you see Kanchan Srivastava, Nikhil Vagle, political circus plays out. Others who are talking about a possible political angle, that they were pawns in a larger political game. These messages were being retweeted, tweeted, put out there to discredit any demand for a CBI investigation. And I want to open this out, and I want to go across to Tamal also, who joins the broadcast, as also other reporters, because even as we speak, Tamal, we know that right after the family came out, they were accused of being hand in glove with the Bharatiya Janata Party to make this a Bihar lobby versus Maharashtra lobby, big game, political game, isn't it? All part of a campaign. Tamal, if you can hear me. Okay, I can't hear you. Something wrong with your audio. Let me just go straight across. Let me open this up. I'll bring in the reporters in just a few seconds. 1 second. I'm just going to go straight across to Hitesh Jain, Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, sometime in the show, I will show the contradictions that have come out of this particular interview and how this interview was really a platform. And there was no attempt to try and reconcile the inconsistencies with the facts that have emerged. But that's a separate issue. I want to first ask you questions of media trial, questions of, a witch hunt are being now leveled against those that have come out and said that an accused number one should not be getting a platform. Now, how does one reconcile this?
Yeah, good evening, Rahul. You know, this repeated labeling of Sushant as suffering from mental depression and bipolar disorder is utterly condemnable. Rahul, Indian law works on presumption of innocence, and anyone has a right to his or her defense through legal or other means, that includes the media. But deliberately taking Dr. Harish Shetty's name, breaking patient-doctor confidentiality yet again, is not only unacceptable, it is criminal as well. I am surprised and disappointed that the Indian Medical Association hasn't stepped in to stop this blatant vilification of someone who is no longer able to defend himself. I know Dr. Shetty well, and I know why his name has been taken. This resorting to the classic "have you stopped beating your partner" loaded fallacy is vile. They are forcing him to break the doctor-patient confidentiality and incriminate himself. Rahul, a few weeks ago, if you remember, I had asked you, would you, as a journalist, have printed or publicized the disclosure of a patient's illness unless asked for by a court, knowing fully well that it is clearly in breach of doctor-patient confidentiality as expressly stated in the ethics codes of all medical associations, including the GMC and the AMA, that further state that the confidentiality applies even after the patient's death? You had said no. Looks like you are sadly in a minority. It is also surprising that to put out her side of the story, the accused chose someone whose idea of asking tough questions is to cajole a politician to disclose cooking recipes she learned from her mother-in-law, whose idea of reasoned debate is to beat up and thrash an opponent in broad daylight, whose idea of camaraderie is to lock the gates during the Parliament terror attack so that other journalists can't get in to report, and whose ideas of journalism is to block transmission of a corruption sting as commanded by his political masters. He is the Clyde in Bonnie and Clyde, and together they go around murdering journalism. One moment they lampoon media trial, the other they partake in it. They not only suffer schizophrenia, they enjoy it. These are, Rahul, icebergs of mediocrity. You only get to know the true volume of mediocrity they hold when they melt. And boy, are they melting.
Okay, Dr. Suman Siraman, your response, sir. Big charge being made.
Yes.
And India is saying that we cannot suffer the insult today that is being handed out
Rahul.
to Sushant Singh Rajput. This mockery must stop.
I think today's interview has sort of, blown all the...
I can't hear you.
People have been saying for the last 2 to 3
I can't
weeks.
hear you. There seems to be something wrong with your line. Usually
Hello,
it's very
Rahul.
clear. Yes, perfect.
Can you
Yes.
hear me now?
Yes, I can, very clearly. Tell me,
Okay.
sir, media trial to Rhea Chakraborty. You think we are sitting here and conducting a media trial?
I think what has happened over the last 8 or 10 hours has completely demolished the kind of slander that has been going on television for the last 2-3 weeks.
Oh, really?
For a simple reason, in her interview, she has mentioned at least 24 things which can be verified.
Okay.
All of this can be easily verified. If, for instance, she said not 1 rupee came from his bank accounts to hers or to any of her family members. Now, I'm sure the Mumbai...
Whose
police,
money was she
the
using to
CBI,
buy drugs?
All of them will verify it.
Why was she asking for PIN numbers?
No.
No, what are you talking about?
This is all your...
Listen, don't defend the indefensible. One second, let me tell you. Let's talk about these contradictions. We are on a different point. I am not sitting here and judging. No, one second. Let me be very honest. One second. No, Suman Siraman. No, listen to me. I am not a trial court. You might be a judge. I am not a trial court.
I am not a judge.
I am not a trial court. We have put out facts. Today those facts... No, one second. Today those facts have not been used to question... question in an unbiased manner an accused. The number one accused in this case. Now let me tell you. Here are some of... One second. Allow me. Don't always shout me down. Okay?
I'm not shouting.
You made your point.
I'm just telling you.
You made your point.
Can it not be verified?
You made your
Was
point.
money transferred?
I'm telling you, sir, it's been verified. If you allow
It's
me.
been verified, so she's telling a lie.
Can you allow me?
I know, Rahul.
Can you allow me? Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Why are you trying to suggest? Why do you try? No, 1 second. Why are you trying to suggest that journalism that is being done by Times Now is in the vein of a media trial? Come on.
Because that's what it is.
It was really. It was. Now I'll tell you about media trials. Where were you, doctor? Where were you, doctor, when the Gujarat riots case? Now let's. No, 1 second. 1 second. Let me put out some facts. Let's put them out, Nizam Bhai. Lobby mum during a huge number of other media trials. Now, Nizam Bhai, who hasn't obviously been able to put together this graphics, is telling me, give me 10 seconds. We're coming to you, viewers. But I'll read out some facts. 1 second.
Ask the doctor.
Allow me.
Is it true?
Allow me. Look at the selective. Ishkaran Bhandari, look at the selectiveness of these individuals. Media trials have been happening galore in this country. The very people today who are calling themselves the media of morality were presiding over these trials. Do you remember some of them, Ishkaran Bhandari?
Rahul, those who made a career out of Lutyens' political PR now I think have shifted into a career of Bollywood PR. That's all one can say for this. And these are the people who believe actually believe if electricity comes from electrons.
Why not we talk about the case instead of individuals?
I interrupt you.
Everybody knows what you people are, what you are, everybody knows.
Yes.
I don't have to come and get personal about it.
I'm not even talking about you. We are talking about an interview which has been broadcast as the biggest PR scoop of the country. So why are you jumping?
So
I understand.
Talk about the case.
Why are you saying, can I finish my point and then you can answer? I have to go also. Rahul, one thing is very clear in this case, that there is a specific attempt to ask softest questions possible. There was attack from day one that media trial should not occur. From 2002 till 2014, despite Supreme Court judgments, the attacks never stopped. In this case, WhatsApp chats were selectively leaked and affidavits were filed in Supreme Court that a media trial should not be done. Then again, 2 days ago, it is said that media trial is happening, and today a very cushy, comfortable interview is done. A Bihar SP gets quarantined on going to Mumbai, but presumably a journalist should not be quarantined if he goes there. That's all the government decision. They can do that. But the public knows what is happening in this case. And the fact is that you are just doing a PR exercise, which is okay. But then call it a PR exercise. Don't be holier than thou. Don't say you are doing moral journalism. Just say that if, and I am telling you on this channel, I have been called on India Today multiple times. I have messages from India Today to come on India Today. I refuse to go because one could very visibly see what Bollywood PR was going on there. And this is just a culmination of that PR. Thank God that you refused to change your line. Thank God that you, the channel, refused to ask soft questions.
Savio, 1 minute. Savio, 1 second. Hey, don't talk about two sides here, okay? Don't put on this. Don't put on this little. Don't put on this dunce hat. Don't put on this dunce hat and try to cap ours. Please. You know, we have some wool between our ears, but don't pull it over our eyes. We all have. But don't be too extra smart. Where were you, sir, when Sushant Singh Rajput's family was being slandered? Where were you within minutes of his death when they called him a basket case and a failed actor? Where were you?
For the last 3
Where were you, doctor? Where were you? That didn't concern you. That was not a media trial of a person who's not even there to defend themselves. We had to establish that a day before his death, and no, 1 second, we had to establish that a day before his death he was getting massive contracts for movies.
Rahul,
we had to establish that he had a whim to live.
He has named people, go and ask them. Ask them.
You are professional maligners. You are professional maligners. You sit, sir, and you use your Twitter handle to slander people. Is that not a fact?
Whether
you talk about morality. What do you use your Twitter handle for? Ishkaran Bhandari wants to come in.
Rahul, one point.
Here is a man who uses his Twitter handle.
Rahul, even today, let me tell you, before coming on a debate, as I usually tweet, I'm going on a debate. and one did not see the interview, and it's flooded with replies that Rhea Chakraborty on air said Sushant Singh Rajput was a drug user. So this is the vilification campaign you are doing of a dead person who can't defend himself. And then you talk about media trials. Have shame on yourself.
What would you expect?
But what have you been
What would you
doing about
expect to
her?
put an
Putting
accused number
assassinating
one
your character
on TV?
for the last 3 weeks.
Yes, Dr. Anand Ranganathan wants to come in.
Very quickly, Rahul.
Yes. Yes, doctor.
Based on speculation-
I'll come to you, Savio. I'll come to you.
Yes.
Give me 30
You know,
seconds. Yes, Dr. Anand. Yes, doctor. Go ahead. Yeah.
Very quickly, Rahul, Dr. Sumant Raman has a right to his views. I may disagree with that, but he is a doctor above all. So I am astonished that he has not criticized the fact that yet again today, the doctor-patient confidentiality has been ruthlessly broken and split to smithereens. Will he at least, as a doctor, as someone who's taken the hypocrite's oath, condemn this?
Absolutely. But you have to understand the circumstances. Somebody has been...
Oh, look at the condition.
On national television.
Look at the condition.
for 3
Ishkaran
weeks.
Bhandari is
But-
laughing.
And
Tell him the law, Ishkaran Bhandari.
No.
These trolls need to know the law.
You would have
Yes,
been
that is
going
the whole
forward
thing,
on the
Rahul.
same show,
That
saying he's not
anything-
even named a single
No,
name,
no,
nothing is verifiable. She
You
was
know,
right.
trolls,
Now she's given us
trolls
names of
and
doctors.
trolls.
She's given us
Trolls
every
from the
single
left,
detail
viewers,
that we
trolls
need to
from the
verify.
left, trolls from the left get a free run on Facebook, on Twitter. Ishkaran Bhandari, let's blow the
Rahul-
cover of this.
Rahul, the
Come
cover
on.
is very clear. A doctor-client confidentiality gets broken. For formality, you say, yeah, that's bad, but it was justified. So any law that gets broken because it suits your purpose is justified.
There you go.
That is what the problem is in this case, that you do not want to follow the laws.
Exactly.
You do not want to be accountable. If you, Rahul, if you ask questions, tough questions based on facts, that's media trial. But if you softball questions, you glorify accused number one, then
What
that
would
is
you ask,
honest
sir?
ethical journalism. That is the nut and sum of that is the nutshell of the entire case.
Dr.
If
Raman,
you ask
when a
questions,
doctor
it's
tries to
media
become a
trial.
lawyer, you know what they're
That's
called? They're called spin
I'm
doctors.
asking him.
Don't become a spin
He says
doctor.
The questions were
No,
stopped.
when a doctor tries to become a lawyer in the court of public opinion on national TV, then you know what we call you, spin doctor. And I'm being charitable.
say anything,
So
Rahul.
calm
I'm
down,
speaking
calm
on
down. Now
facts.
listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. I want to ask viewers, media trials. We're talking about media trials. Look how upset these people are getting. And I want to bring in Hitesh Jain at this point. And Savio. Tehseen Poonawala is listening. Let's talk a few lines about media trials. Maut ke Saudagar was brandished as a badge of honor by certain channels in this country for 14 years to describe individuals. You know who those individuals were? Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. No one asked about media trials then. The outcome was 14 years of a vilification campaign, a clean chit by the Supreme Court itself. No problems. No problems. Some of the doyens today, the ancient doyens, who are talking about media trials, conducted one for 30 years, whether you like it or not, against the Gandhi family on Bofors. 30 years. They call that investigative journalism, just like they called it when they went after Modi and Shah. Let me look at another very recent example. Rafale case. Chaukidar chor hai. Parallel negotiations by PMO. A number of newspapers, Hitesh Jain, carried out investigation, put out all sorts of unverified data, documents, chats. And what was the outcome? What was the outcome? Viewers, a clean chit from the Supreme Court. No one thought about a media trial. I mean, the list is long. Again, against Amit Shah, Gujarat Snoopgate case. They went on and on about that. Media trial again against Modi and Shah in the Loya case. The outcome, dismissed by court. One of the individuals who led that is sitting on this channel, Tehseen Poonawala, who's worried about the rights of Rhea Chakraborty today. When he went after Amit Shah, said in no uncertain terms that Judge Loya was murdered to protect Amit Shah. Tehseen Poonawalla, you remember what the court said to you and about you? Do you remember that? How about wearing that as a badge of honor today? Tell me, Tehseen Poonawalla.
I do. I wear it as a badge of honor.
Yes, the court's reprimand calling you scurrilous. And you know what judge that was? Do you remember the name of the judge?
It called your face. Whatever.
What's the name of the judge
now you
who accused you of scurrilous I'm asking you, of conducting a scurrilous media trial.
What is it?
Tell me, what was his name? Do you remember the name?
Karma bit your tongue.
Tell me.
Karma bit your tongue that you.
What was the name of the judge?
Scurrilous journalist.
Tell me.
Scurrilous journalist.
Tell me, what was the name of your.
What is it?
No, what was the name of the judge, sir?
Scurrilous journalist.
Tell me, what was the name of the justice?
You're speaking of doctor's ethics code. Where is journalist ethics code?
Come on, tell me.
Where is the journalist ethics code, my friend?
Tell me, Tehseen Poonawalla, you were booted out of a court.
Act of devil, the economy is contracting. Act of devil, the economy is contracting, and Rahul Shivshankar doesn't have the guts to ask Narendra Modi questions. You're telling me scurrilous petitioner, you're a scurrilous journalist. An act of karma caught your tongue. And the act of the devil has contracted the economy.
There you go.
And Anand Ranganathan is correct. Listen.
This is the lobby. No, 1 minute. Tehseen Poonawalla, your bitter dose of bile is not going to, no, it's not going to affect me at all. I'm not going to take your bait. But I'm asking you a question. You went after judge. You went after the judge lawyer case. You went after the judge lawyer case. You were thrown out of the court. You wanted to implicate Amit Shah. You conducted in the media a trial. You went on to friendly journalist platforms and you spewed your brand of venom at that time. And the court put you in your place. You are preaching the country ethics today. Shame on. Shame on you.
Okay.
Shame on you. No, okay. Nothing is okay, sir. Nothing is okay. I want to bring in Hitesh Jain.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Hitesh Jain, how do you respond? How do you respond? How do you respond to this person?
Rahul, you're speaking about media trial. It is not media trial. Don't malign the word media.
Yes.
This is PR trial. For last 14 years also it was a PR trial. And today also what everyone saw was a PR trial. And those people who indulge into PR trial have got no moral rights to complain about PR trial. You remember one interview that happened just 7 days before when the lawyer representing the Sushant Singh Rajput was told that by coming on the interview invites him on the channel, he's giving the interview and then he's told, oh, this is a hypocrisy and you are indulging into a media trial. Well,
there you go.
He exposed him there that at your behest I have come. Today also what has happened, the gentleman concerned who was interviewing, he is indulging into a PR exercise and then they complain about media trial. So we should not malign the word media and we should call this a PR trial. It was PR trial for 14 years and it is PR trial which is continuing now. And the problem is these people are a hypocrite and they feel that this hypocrisy does not belong to their side of the family. It applies to everyone. The whole idea is, they have
this fakery
all along,
must end. This selective fakery must end. And before I bring in Savio, I want to open this out to our viewers. Concerned viewers are calling, and I want to speak to Chirag from Mumbai this evening, Guddi from Bengaluru, Bharat from Chennai. Chirag, go ahead with your views. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rahul. I want to make just couple of points to this cabals. I like to comment. I like a comment from Mr. Pawar and Mr. Raut to thank the Supreme Court that this political motivated investigation has been snatched from the Mumbai police within 2 months, unlike that of Dabolkar, which was handed over after 14 months.
Yes.
And my second point is to regarding the mentors of Riya, like Mahesh Bhatt, whose family has already been linked with Zakir Naik and couple of other guys of 2611.
This is India's voice.
The people will be getting.
Chirag is India's voice, viewers today. Chirag is India's voice. People like Chirag stood with Times Now. They motivated Times Now to go out there and get the facts, the true facts. This is a joint effort between us and you, the viewer out there, the millions who realized that there was an attempt to cover up the truth. Guddi calling in from Bengaluru. Guddi, go ahead.
Hello, Rahul. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Guddi from
TN Guddi. Yes, how are you?
I am good, Rahul. I would say to this panelist that, the media trial has helped the investing agencies, to get into the right place.
There you go.
Point number one. Point number two, will Maharashtra government and the Mumbai police be taken or sued? 3, why do you call this panelist, sitting at the second line to your shows?
Which one are you talking about?
The panel members who are sitting in the second row, the negative people.
Well, sir, this is a democracy, as you know. If I don't call them, they will start tweeting. They will say, oh, my voice is being blocked. This is what they'll say. I have to put up with all of this, sir. I have to put up with all of this in the interest of free speech. Now, what do I do? And they come here, sir, to abuse. When you see them on any other channel, they forget all of this. That's a pact. Here, this is war. And we get our strength from people like you, Mr. Guri. Thank you for calling, sir. Thank you. I want to bring in Bharat. Bharat calling in from Chennai. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, and thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening. Thanks a lot to Times Now for the wonderful work.
Thank you, sir. We're honored.
This is the only way that we can get to know the clear facts.
Well,
number
sir,
one.
I have to tell you, without your support, we won't be able to do this. We have worked together. We have worked for weeks, and we value your viewership. Mr. Bharat, thank you for calling. I want to just go across to Savio. Savio Rodriguez, senior journalist. Savio, media trial, people are saying, there has been an attempt by a group of journalists to muckrake. What do you have to say about that?
Rahul, I just want to make 3 points. The first point is, Riya is within her rights to give an interview.
Sure.
Okay. Number 2, the media company is also within their right to do an interview. The third and the most important thing is, neither of them, that is Riya, nor that media company, is within the rights to slander Sushant when he is not around. So when Riya says that when Riya insinuates that he was probably having psychological problems, when Sushant is not around to defend himself, that falls under the purview of slander, and to term it as a media trial, what is happening to her, is also considered to be a trial on Sushant's character that she and that media company are doing. And that is not fair, because Sushant is not around to defend himself. That is why the people of India have come out, Rahul. The people are demanding justice because they are seeing lies through and through. They are seeing the game through and through. Everybody talks about their rights. Yes, but what about the rights of Sushant? Who on earth are you to slander him? Who on earth are you to call him a drug abuser? Is there any evidence that you have? Is there evidence that you put forward? There is evidence of Riya in a drug discussion with Gaurav Arya. There is evidence of Riya in a drug discussion. Where is Sushant in any drug? So who gives you the right to slander?
Sundar
and why does the
Balakrishnan.
media company?
Sundar Balakrishnan.
Why does the media?
Sundar Balakrishnan, respond to Savio. Respond to Savio Rodriguez. Respond.
I gave you your right.
Please don't interrupt.
What about Sushant's right?
And if anybody else interrupts me, please put their feeder down.
Respond. Don't become defensive. Make your point. We don't want a lecture from you. Tell me, what's the point?
First and the foremost thing, Rahul, you have been getting viewers online, and I would also request you to get the viewers who are against Times Now like channel. Okay, first thing is foremost thing.
1 minute.
Don't be selective.
No. We are not being selective. People, these are live callers. They call in straight. We patch them straight. No. Who are you? Who are you to? No. Who are you? How do you know the system? Who are you?
I know.
What do you know? Call. Why don't you call right now? Call right now. Call.
I know.
No, you call right now. Call right now. We'll show you the process. You call right now.
what they call democracy.
Call right
tell
now.
you, Rahul.
Call
I
right
will
now.
tell you, Rahul.
Put your phone on speaker and call. Call. I ask you to call.
Come on.
I will
Come
tell
on,
you, Rahul.
Call. Don't say problem. You know how to dial a number? All you need to do is to put on your phone.
Elected
I
leader
know.
because
All you
only
need to do.
31% people voted for him.
Why are you getting agitated? Why are you getting agitated?
All you
When
need
it
to
is
do,
something,
sir,
let
is
me
to
tell
put
you
on
one
your
thing.
phone
You
and
spoke
dial
about
10
left troll.
digits. Come on, do it. Do
You
it.
spoke about left
Do
troll.
it. Do
Let
it.
me tell you,
Do it.
you should also
Do
talk
it.
of right troll.
Do it.
You should
Do
also-
it. Do it
you should
now.
also talk
Do
of
it
right
now.
troll.
Do it
You should
now.
also talk
Do
of
it
right
now.
troll.
Okay.
And second thing is,
Here is a
second
troll.
thing is, let me tell you.
Sundar
Let me tell
Balakrishnan,
you,
troll in
you are
chief.
talking of left media.
Troll in
You are
chief.
talking of left media. Let me tell you, there are right-wing media also.
Okay.
in this world.
Shraddha is
There
calling from
right-wing media.
Pune. Let's go.
There is
Live
right-wing
callers.
media also.
Let me ask Shraddha. Shraddha from Pune. Shraddha, thank you for joining us this evening.
This is not a mock call. We are calling live, and we are thankful to Times Now that we can keep our views, our points. So this is not a mock call. Whoever is saying that.
Did we interrogate you when we took your call? Did we ask you what you're going to say?
No.
Did
This
we?
is total live call. This is total
live
We
call.
want to get in.
There you are. Sundar Balakrishnan. Enough.
Why should I believe you?
You
Why
apologize.
should I believe you?
Apologize right
Let
now.
me tell you. No,
Apologize.
I will
Apologize
not.
right now.
I will
Apologize.
not. I will call you right-wing media.
Apologize,
I
you
will call
troll.
right-wing media.
Apologize.
I
You're a
will
troll.
call you right-wing
You're a
media.
troll. Apologize. Apologize right now.
Sorry.
Apologize.
Why should-
How
why
dare
should I
you?
apologize?
How dare you?
Why should I
How
apologize?
dare you?
You're a right-wing media.
You know, it's one
You're
thing
a
that we
right-wing
suffer
media.
you every night.
I am telling you.
Throw him out.
you are
I don't want to
the
listen to
people-
this man. Put him out. He's a liar. We don't have liars on national TV here. Shut him out. Nizam bhai, we don't want people who are scurrilous in their outlook, who are insulting our viewers. Throw them out. We don't need these people. I respect people who come with an argument. I don't respect people who come here to vitiate the atmosphere and abuse. I want to bring in Nilotpal Mrinal. Nilotpal Mrinal, I want to ask you a question, sir, today. You're a friend of the family. What do you think when this interview was playing out? I don't know if you watched it or not. What do you think? What went through your mind? Tell me.
Sir, first of all, if you'll see the morning video which came of Sushant by that uncle, you see the pain of the 74 years old person. 60 days we all struggle to, get the nod from, CBI for the investigation. The character assassination happened to the family, to the father about his marriage. No one came. The same journalist told him a small star. And then again, you went for your, biggest 2 hours debate, which you are, since morning you are sending the emails, messages to everyone to watch it. What is this? When he was a small star, you said it was a media trial first. And what you are doing now? No one is thinking about the family. Family lost his son. The son will not come. Everyone is in pain. But I don't know what happened to the panelists. Why don't they think this can happen to their family also? Are they not human? Why we are fighting? Argument is okay. But this is a matter of someone's life. When the person is not here, who will tell whether she is telling right or wrong? When she is accused number one, why national platform is giving to him or her? And if she is going to get the CBI accused, ED accused, narcotics accused is getting platform, there is a chance that next month Dawood Ibrahim will also come and the person will interview him. Anyone, Vijay Mallya will come and he will interview him. So at least if it is CBI accused, why these kind of things are happening? How demotivating it is. To understand the situation, no one from a middle class family will allow anyone to go to metro city if they will see that, these kind of generation people are addicted to drugs.
Well, I can tell you, Mr. Nilotpal Mrinal, that yes, it must have been a shock to the family. And just listen to the father once again, viewers. Pay attention to what the father said. Listen in.
रिया मेरे बेटे सुशांत को लंबे समय से जहर पिलाया करती थी, वो इसकी हत्यारी है। जांच एजेंसी को चाहिए कि रिया को और उसके सहयोगी को अविलंब गिरफ्तार करें और उसे सजा दिलाएं। रिया मेरे बेटे सुशांत को लंबे समय से जहर पिलाया करती थी, वो इसकी हत्यारी है। जांच एजेंसी को चाहिए कि रिया को और उसके सहयोगी को अविलंब गिरफ्तार करें और उसे सजा दिलाएं।
There you go, viewers. The father had to come out and make this appeal. Make this appeal. And I want to ask today, Shailesh Pandey, leader of the Shiv Sena. Pandey साहब, आपकी मुंबई पुलिस ने एक टेलीफोन कॉल किया रिया चक्रवर्ती ने आज, उनको आपने पूरी पुलिस प्रोटेक्शन दे दी। फरवरी में सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के जो पिताजी थे, उन्होंने अपने दामाद को बोला कि आप इत्तला करिए मुंबई पुलिस को कि सुशांत सिंह राजपूत की जान खतरे में है और उनको सुरक्षित करें। और क्या हुआ? कुछ नहीं किया आप लोगों ने। आपने बोला लिखित में दीजिए हमें, हम तो इतने ट्रांसपेरेंट हैं, हम तो सब लिखित में लेते हैं, लेन देन का काम भी हम लिखित में ही करते हैं। सही बात है ना? ऐसा क्यों सर? इतनी गुस्ताखी क्यों सुशांत सिंह राजपूत से? क्या बिगाड़ा था सुशांत सिंह राजपूत ने आपका? इतना क्यों आपसे उनके प्रति हेट है? देखिए कि आपने उनकी जिंदगी बचाने के लिए कुछ नहीं किया और आज आप एक आरोपी की बात की चपेट में आ रहे हैं। क्या चक्कर है सर ये? 70 दिन हो गए हैं, आपकी पुलिस फोर्स ने एक एफआईआर तक नहीं दर्ज किया है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी नहीं की, इंक्वायरी की आपने। क्यों सर? क्या गलती की सुशांत सिंह राजपूत ने? क्या ऐसा कर दिया उन्होंने?
जी बिल्कुल नहीं। देखिए राहुल जी, सुशांत सिंह परिवार और राहुल जी सुशांत सिंह के साथ हमारी पूरी संवेदना है। हम भी ये चाहते हैं इसमें जो भी सच्चाई है वो सच्चाई बाहर आए। पुलिस की बात रही तो अभी इस वक्त सीबीआई की जांच शुरू है, सीबीआई अपना जांच कर रही है और अगर इसमें पुलिस की भी कोई ढिलाई रहेगी या कोई भी विषय रहेगा किसी का भी, तो वो सारी चीज़ें सीबीआई अब एक एक करके बाहर आएंगी। और
तभी आई
यहाँ पर
नीलोत्पाल जी कुछ बोल रहे हैं, नीलोत्पाल जी कुछ बोल रहे हैं।
क्या कर रहे थे? सीबीआई को क्यों आना पड़ा? 60 दिन से आप लोग क्या कर रहे थे? आपके एमपी तो कैरेक्टर एस्केलेशन कर रहे थे, आप लोग क्या कर रहे थे 60 दिन से? सीबीआई को क्यों आना पड़ा? आप लोग क्यों नहीं निकाल पाए? 60 दिन से आप लोग क्या कर रहे थे? फरवरी महीने में जब मांगा सिक्योरिटी तो आप लोग उस समय व्हाट्सएप पे और इंस्टाग्राम पे पोस्ट पे
मुंबई पुलिस अपना इंक्वायरी कर रही थी। मुंबई पुलिस इंक्वायरी कर रही थी। अब देखिए
इस एंगल में इंक्वायरी कर रही थी।
देखिए
आपको मालूम था क्या?
पुलिस जो है देश के 1 नंबर की पुलिस मानी जाती है। दुनिया में उसका रेपुटेशन है, दुनिया की 2 नंबर की पुलिस है। तो हमें भी अपने
तो ये कैसी पुलिस है सर जो फोन भी नहीं लेती अपराधी का, अक्यूज का फोन भी नहीं लिया?
मॉरल कैसे डाउन कर सकते हैं?
You know what kind of a police force is this that allows unauthorized access to the mortuary, that allows unauthorized access to the scene of crime, that doesn't even submit the sample for forensic evaluation? No, 1 second. For 12 hours, that delays the autopsy, that doesn't even conduct.
राहुल जी मुझे
जो भी लापरवाही होगी, जिसकी भी लापरवाही होगी,
आप सीबीआई चाहते थे क्या?
सीबीआई जांच में
सीबीआई चाहती थी, ये बताइए पहले।
पकड़ी जाएगी, वो सामने बाहर आएंगी, पकड़ी जाएंगी।
आप सीबीआई चाहते थे कि नहीं चाहते थे? ये बताइए पहले। आप लोग चाहते थे सीबीआई?
नहीं चाहते थे। नहीं चाहते थे।
आप चाहते?
कहाँ चाहते थे?
कि नहीं चाहते थे?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कहा नहीं चाहिए हमें सीबीआई। आज ये सीबीआई के पीछे भाग रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं कि सीबीआई की जांच होनी चाहिए। डॉक्टर अंगनाथन, व्हाट डू यू मेक ऑफ दिस? व्हाट डू यू मेक ऑफ दिस टुडे?
जांच होनी नहीं चाहिए, जांच हो रही ना अभी तो। अभी 5
One second, let me bring in Dr. Anganathan. Dr. Anganathan, what do you make of this? What do you make of this?
पुलिस पे भरोसा नहीं था, लेकिन अभी
Rahul, as I said, there could be at least 2 dozen, possibly more. Sir, please excuse me. I've been waiting very patiently for my turn, like you were. Can I please have my say? Thank you. Rahul, there are at least over the past 2.5 months, at least 3 dozen intransigences of Mumbai police. But I'm not even concerned by that. I'm going by factually, what you can refute, factually the botch-ups. And the biggest botch-up of that, I repeat again, I'm so sorry, I keep on repeating, is that the time of death column was left blank on the autopsy report.
Blank.
Now, any investigative journalist worth his or her salt, that would have been the first question to ask.
There you go.
So I don't know. I don't want to use the term PR exercise and all because I don't have proof for that. Whether the interviewee paid or was paid for this.
Let me bring in Ravi from Mumbai. Ravi calling in one of our viewers from Mumbai. Ravi, what do you make of this, sir? Do you believe Riya's versions today that are being publicized by a particular channel as if it's the gospel truth? Tell me, Ravi. Ravi, are you there? Okay, Mr. Srinivasan calling in.
Yeah, this is, thank you, Rahul. This is Srinivasan from Bangalore.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. I heard somebody complaining about this call-in program is a fake. I would like to tell that it is 100% real. When I dialed the number, I was asked one simple question, whether you want to talk about this debate. I said yes. Then I was put on hold for some time and I was connected to you. This is 100% honest program. And secondly, I would like to congratulate Times Now and some other media houses for doing an excellent job in trying to bring out the truth. The alleged media trial is happening because there is an alleged attempt to cover up the truth. The Times Now and other media houses are proving
so the charge you're saying is motivated, Mr. Srinivas. The charge of conducting media trials is motivated to try and shut down honest investigative journalism. Okay, Surendra Chauhan, a very quick question to you, sir. Quick question. I'm asking you this question. Respond, sir, respond. Are you one of those?
Go ahead.
No, are you one of those who also believes that a media trial is being conducted and what happened earlier was not? Tell me, are you with Riya or are you with India for Justice? I'm asking you, India for Justice or Riya? Simple question. India for Justice or with Riya?
I am with rule of law.
So you're with Justice.
I am with rule of law.
So you're with Justice. So you're not with Riya. You're not with Riya, you're with Justice, right?
No, I am with rule of law.
What is wrong?
And
what is illegal about this? What is illegal about this?
Stop changing. 1 minute. Stop changing the line. The media trial is, why people are accusing media trial is only because you people are presuming her to be guilty unless her guilt is proved.
No.
Criminal jurisprudence says accused is presumed to be innocent.
Wrong. Sir, big wrong. What I have been saying here is that we want to be sure that this was not a suicide as it is being conveniently billed by a certain section of the Bollywood crowd, certain section of the political class, and of course media. That's all. I'm taking a short break, viewers. Just a very quick break. Big disclosure coming up. Navika Kumar coming in with something massive. I can tell you that. Be back in 2 minutes.